Smriti-Puranam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam. With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, we are now nearing the close of Padaravinda Shatakam of Mookapanchashati. So we go to shloka number 96.
Sri Guru Bhagwan. Armita Mama? Ranal Manjirabhyam Talita Kamanabhyam Sukrutinam Mano Vastavyabyam Matitati Mirabhyam Nakharucha Nidheyabhyam Patya Nijasirasi Kamakshi Satatum Namaste Padabhyam Nalina Mrudulabhyam Girisute.
O Kamakshi, O Girisute, daughter of Himavan, Padabhyam Nalina Mridulabhyam Satatam Namaste. Padabhyam, to your feet, Nalina Mridulabhyam, they are very gentle, very soft, like lotus. Nalina is lotus, Mridula is soft. Soft like lotus feet. Satatam Namaste, always I prostrate, I worship your lotus feet. Now the feet are described. Ranan Manjirabhyam. Manjira is, as we have seen before, anklet. So the anklets are making sweet sounds. Ranan means making sound. Lalita Gamanabhyam. Gamana is movement, walking. So Devi is walking very beautifully. Lalita, very beautiful walk. Very graceful, very gentle walk. Lalita Gamanabhyam. Sukritinam Mano Vastavyabhyam. Sukritinam, those who have accumulated religious merit, they are called Sukritis. Sukriti. So those virtuous people who have religious merit, in their Mano Vastavyabhyam, in their minds, Vastavya means residing. Residing in their minds. These are all descriptions of the lotus feet. Lotus feet, anklets make beautiful sounds. Lotus feet walk here and there in a very graceful manner. And lotus feet reside in the minds of virtuous people. Mathita Timirabhyam Nakharucha. Nakharucha, by the brilliance of the toenails. Mathita means destroyed, removed. Timirabhyam. Timira means darkness. By the shine of the toenails, darkness is always removed by the lotus feet. Nidheyabhyam Patya Nijashirasi. Patya Nijashirasi Nidheyabhyam. Patya, by her consort, by her husband, that is Shiva, Nijashirasi, in his own head, on his own head, Nidheyabhyam, fit to be kept. Nidheyabhyam means fit to be placed. The lotus feet are fit to be placed on the head of Shiva. That means what? Shiva, whenever he prostrates to Devi, because of quarrels of love, in order to conciliate her, the lotus feet get in contact with his head and he enjoys that. That is what it means. Patya Nijashirasi Nidheyabhyam Satatam Namaste Padabhyam Nalina Vidulabhyam. So I always worship the gentle, soft lotus feet of Kamakshi, of the daughter of Himavan. The lotus feet make beautiful sounds with the anklets, soft and gentle gait. then they reside in the minds of virtuous people. By the shine of the toenails, darkness is removed by the lotus feet. Lotus feet are fit to be placed by Shiva on his own head. Then
कमलयुग्मे जननि ते प्रकामं कामाक्षि त्रिपुरहर वामाक्षि रमता.
O Kamakshi, O Tripurahara Vamakshi. Tripurahara is Shiva, destroyer of the three cities. Vamakshi, the beautiful consort. The beautiful consort who occupies his left side. Tripurahara Vamakshi. Vamakshi means actually means one with beautiful eyes, beautiful woman. That is Devi. Matkaha Manobhringaha. Third line. Matkaha means my. Manobhringaha, the bee which is my mind. Pada te pada kamala yugme. Te your yugme, the twin. Pada kamala, lotus feet. Prakamam ramatam. Prakamam means as it desires, to the extent it desires, to the heart's content. To the heart's content, let my mind which is bee, let it enjoy ramatam, let it go and enjoy in the lotus feet which is yours. Jaya Padakamala Yugme. Now the lotus feet are further described in the first two lines. Surage, they have beautiful red color. Raga is red color, we have seen before. Surage, beautiful red color. Rakendu Pratinidhi Mukhe, the face of Devi is Rakendu Pratinidhi Mukhe. The face of the lotus feet, the face of the lotus feet are representatives, Pratinidhi is representative of Raka Indu, Purna Chandra, full moon, Raka Indu, full moon. Full moon is represented by the face of the lotus feet. But normally, the full moon is compared to face of Devi. So here we can take it as addressed to Devi instead of taking it as description of lotus feet because it doesn't gel properly. So what we will do, Kamakshi, Tripurahara Vamakshi, Rakendu Pratinidhi Mukhe. So these are three addresses. Surage goes with lotus feet. So he has combined like that. So Rakendu Pratinidhi Mukhe, your face is a representative of Purna Chandra, full moon. Parvata Sute, because Parvata Sute is also for the Devi, not her lotus feet. So the two go together, daughter of Himavan. Your lotus feet are Chiral Labhye Bhaktya Shamadhana Jananam Parishada. Bhaktya Labhye. They have to be attained only through devotion. They cannot be attained just like that. By reading Mookapanchashati, you cannot attain lotus feet. They have to be attained only by devotion. Can it be attained in one day? No, Chirat, after a long time. Even after showing devotion over a very long time only, it can be obtained. By whom it can be obtained? Not by everybody. Shamadhana Jananam Parishada. Shamadhana, those whose wealth is Shama. Shama is control of mind. Those whose wealth is control of mind, Parishada, their assembly, their group. By that group, by that assembly of those whose mind has been controlled, And they also have to show devotion over a long time. That is labhye. Then only these lotus feet are attainable. So he is giving us a very clear-cut warning how to attain lotus feet. O Kamakshi, O consort of Shiva, Tripurahara, may my mind, which is B, enjoy to the heart's content your twin lotus feet, which have beautiful red color and which are attainable only after a long time through devotion by the assembly of those whose mind has been controlled. O daughter of Himavan, O the Devi whose face is representative, is similar to full moon. Next.
शिवे संविद्रूपे शशिशकलचूडप्रियतमे शनैर्गत्या गत्या जितसुरवरेभे गिरिसुते यतन्ते सन्तस्ते चरणनलिनालानयुगणे सदा बद्धुं चित्त प्रमदकरियूथं दृढतरम्.
The first two lines are addresses to Devi, so let us see them. Shive, we have seen before, consort of Shiva, very form of auspiciousness. Samvidrupe, whose very form is Samvit, supreme consciousness, supreme knowledge, supreme awareness. That is her form. She is not holding supreme awareness as a quality. See, if you read a book, that knowledge is with you. This is not like that. This knowledge is not with her. This knowledge is herself. She is the very form of that knowledge, of the form of awareness, of the form of consciousness. Shashi Shakala Chuda Priyatame. Priyatame, beloved of Shashi Shakala Chuda. Shiva, whose head is adorned by crescent moon. Shashi Shakala. Shakala means a part of moon, that is crescent moon. Chuda means on the head, who is wearing on the head, that is Shiva, whose beloved, Priyatame. Shanair Gatya Gatya, Jitasura Varebhe, Girisute, Girisute, daughter of Himavan. Shanaihi Gatya Gatya, Gatya Agatya, that means going and coming, movement to and fro. Shanaihi, very gentle, very slow to and fro movement. By that, Jita Suravare Jita means you have conquered, you have defeated whom? Suravare Ibhe. Ibha means elephant. Suravara, the great elephant of Devas. Suravara Devendra, the elephant of Devendra. You can take it that way also. Suravara Ibhe. Suravara is Devendra, elephant of Devendra is Airavata. So Airavata is defeated by your gentle to and fro movement. That is the description. That of course applies to the lotus feet. Yatante santaha te charana nalina alana yugale. Santaha, those who have controlled their minds, those who are very virtuous. Some problem with my video. Just a minute. Santaha, those who are virtuous, those who are saints, yatantaha, they make attempts, they keep attempting. Attempting to do what? Charina, Nalina, Alana Yugale. Alana means the tying post of elephants. If you see how elephants are tied, they are always tied to a post which is very strong, so that they will not break away. So Alana is the tying post. Charana, Nalina, Alana Yugale. Nalina, Charana, the lotus feet. Lotus feet, the twin lotus Yugala, the twin lotus feet are like a tying post of elephants. They are trying to do what? Now he is saying, Sada Badham. Sada Badhum, not Badham. Sada Badhum. That means always trying to tie. Badhum means Bandhana, we know, isn't it? Badhum. Always they are trying to tie to that post. What they are trying to tie? Chitta Pramada Kariyutham. Kari is elephant. Kariyutha means group of elephants. Chitta Pramada. Pramada means intoxicated. intoxicated mind. Intoxicated mind is the group of elephants. Dridhataram, very firmly, because once it is tied to the lotus feet, it will not move here and there. Like elephant is not moving once it is tied to the tying post. Similarly, the saints wish, always make attempts to tie very securely their minds which are intoxicated. Intoxicated means what? Which are wandering here and there on mundane matters. That is intoxication. Intoxication does not mean they are drunk. It doesn't mean that. It means we are all drunk with the comforts of the world, worldly comfort. That is what he means. So Pramada Kari Yutham, the group of elephants. Why he says group of elephants? Because the chitta is not having only one vritti. Vritti means the mode of mind. Chitta has got several vrittis, several modes. It thinks of something now, it thinks of something else next second, and so on. So chitta is not singly focused. So in order to make it singly focused, where it is multifocused now, that multifocused chitta is represented by a group of elephants. O consort of Shiva, O form of auspiciousness, O form of supreme consciousness, O beloved of Shiva, whose head is adorned with crescent moon, daughter of Himavan, you have defeated the Airavata elephant of Devendra by your gentle to and fro movement, and saints are trying to tie their group of elephants, which is their intoxicated mind, to tied firmly always to your twin lotus feet, which are the tying post of the elephant. Sada Baddham, they are trying always, because you try it once and then you leave it, then the mind will wander here and there. We all know it. That's why he is very aptly describing how it should be tied. Sada Baddham, Dridhataram, and it should be tied firmly. Sada Dridhataram. Look at the way he is qualifying how to tie. Next.
यशस्सूते मातः मधुरकवितां पक्ष्मलयते श्रियं दत्ते चित्ते कमपि परिपाकं प्रथयते सतां पाशग्रन्थिं शिथिलयति किं न कुरुते प्रपन्ने कामाख्यागा प्रणति परिपाटी चरणयोः.
Last line. Kamakshaha pranati Kamakshaha charanayoho pranati paripati prapanne kim na kurute. Prapanne, one who has taken refuge. Prapanna, prapatti is refuge. You must have come across the term of prapatti in Vaishnava literature a lot, because Vaishnavas swear by prapatti to reach Bhagavan. Prapanna means taking refuge. Kamakshaha charanayoho prapanne, those who have taken refuge in your lotus feet, pranati paripati, their sequence of prostration. Pranati is prostration, worship. Paripati is sequence. It is not just prostrating once. They are keeping on prostrating. That sequence, the continuous prostration, kim na kurute, what it does not do. It does so many things. He is listing what it does not, what it does. That means if we keep on prostrating to the lotus feet of Kamakshi, taking refuge in her, then you can accomplish so many things. Yashas sute. Sute means it generates. It generates yashas. It generates fame. Mataha, O mother, madhura kavitam pakshmalayate. Madhura kavitam, sweet poetry. Pakshmalayate means nourishes. We have seen before. It gives nourishment to sweet poetry. Shriyam datte, it gives wealth. Chitte kamapi paripakam prathayate. This is very important. More than the list which we have seen earlier. Kamapi paripakam prathayate. Paripakam is maturity. Kamapi, indescribable, some maturity which I cannot tell what it is. Prathayate, it generates. This kind of repeated prostration, having taken refuge in your lotus feet, generates some kind of maturity which I cannot describe, which my mind that knots of bonds. Pasha is bonded. Knot, isn't it? That's why we are not able to open that knot. We are not able to open the knot which binds us to the samsara because we don't want to open the knot. So, shithilayati means making it loose so that you can open it. So, it loosens the knot of bonds of those who are virtuous. So, those who have taken refuge in your lotus feet, their continuous, sequential prostration, what it does not do, it does so many things. It generates fame, it nourishes sweet poetry, it bestows wealth, it generates some kind of indescribable maturity, fruition, and for those who are virtuous, it loosens the knots of bonds. What it does not do, it does so many things. This list is not exhaustive, it does so many other things. That is what it means. Kim kim na kurute. Next.
मनीषां महेन्द्रीं ककुभमिव ते कामपि दशां प्रधत्ते कामाख्याग चरणतरुणादित्य किरणः यदीये सम्पर्के धृतरसमरन्दा कवयतां परिपाकं धत्ते परिमलवती सुक्तिनलिनी
Kamakshaha Charana Taruna Aditya Kiranaha. Second line. Kamakshaha of Kamakshi, Charana, the feet, Taruna Aditya Kiranaha. It is likened to the Bala Surya. Taruna Aditya is Bala Surya, young sun, Kiranaha, the rays, the rising sun's rays, which are red color. Kamakshi's Charana is also of red color. So, what it does Manisham Mahendrim Kakubhamiva Te Kamapi Dasham Pradhatte. Manisha means my thinking. My thinking Kamapi Dasham Pradhatte. It gives an indescribable state. Kamapi Dasha. Some indescribable, some mysterious state. Pradhatte. It gives to my mind, to my intellect, to my thinking. Like what? Mahendrim Kakubham Iva. Like the direction, Kakubham is direction, the quarter of Devendra. What is the quarter of Devendra? East. Sun rises in the east. So, like the ray, the beautiful, the shining ray of the rising sun, it lightens up the eastern sky. Like that, my mind is lighted up. My thinking is lighted up whenever I go to your lotus feet. That is what it means. Yadiye samparke, by contact with which? Yadiye means with which? With which means with the lotus feet. By contact, samparke, by contact with the lotus feet, dhrita rasa maranda kavayatam paripakam dhatte parimalavati sukti nalini. Kavayatam sukti nalini. Kavayatam of poets. Kavayatam of poets. Sukti nalini, the very gentle sayings. Very gentle. Nalina means lotus. Like lotus, very gentle, very soft sayings. Sukti, good sayings, meritorious sayings of poets. What happens to meritorious sayings? Because they are in contact with your lotus feet, ediye samparke, kavayatam sukti nalini, Paripakam dhakte dhritarasa maranda parimalavati. Dhritarasa maranda. Maranda means makaranda, the pollen. Rasa means the essence. Every poem should have some good essence, isn't it? That essence is likened to pollen. So dhrita means holding essence. That means every poem which the poet creates contains beautiful essence because it is in contact with the lotus feet. Dhritarasa Maranda, not only that, Parimalavati, what kind of essence, what kind of beauty is there in the poem? Parimalavati, it spreads fragrance. Parimala means fragrance, sweet smelling. It sends sweet smelling fragrance in all directions. Parimalavati. Paripakam dhatte. Paripakam. See, so much of description he is giving to the poem created by the poet. Paripakam means maturity. It attains maturity. Because he said Sukti Nalini, the lotus-like sayings, it blossoms. Paripakam dhatte means the lotus blossoms. The sayings become very mature. There is no childishness, there is no immaturity in those sayings because they are in contact with lotus feet. So the rays of the young rising sun of Kamakshi creates an indescribable state to my mind, to my thinking, to my intellect, like the eastern direction of Devendra. That means it lightens up like the eastern sky. By contact with the lotus feet, the sayings, the gentle lotus-like sayings of poets, the poems, start acquiring the pollen of essence and they spread fragrance in all directions and they attain quick maturity. Next.
Pura mararatihi puramajayadambastavaşataihi prasannayam satyam tvaituhina shailendra tanaye ataste kamakshi spuratu tarasa kala samaye samayate mataha mama manasi padabja yugalo.
Now this Sataka is almost coming to an end, so he is making a very important prayer. Very important prayer he is making, the poet is making. Very beautifully he has phrased the prayer. Pura mararatihi puram ajayat amba, O mother. Mararatihi, the enemy of Manmatha, that is Shiva. Mara aratihi. Arati means enemy. The enemy of Mara, Manmatha, that is Shiva. Puram ajayat. He defeated the cities. He defeated the three cities. Tripurari he became. Pura in ancient times. In ancient times, Shiva defeated the three cities. How he defeated, he is telling. Savashataihi prasannayam satyam tvayi. Tvayi savashataihi prasannayam satyam. Tvayi, you, savashataihi, by his hundreds of stotras, by Shiva's hundreds of stotras, prasannayam satyam, you were pleased. Satyam means you were, prasanna means very pleased. You were very happy, very pleased with hundreds of stotras of Shiva. So he went and defeated those three cities. What is his great accomplishment? It is your accomplishment. That is what it means. Because he praised you through several stotras, he was able to go and defeat those three cities. Tuhina Shailendra Tanaye. Tuhina means Hima. Himavan we say, isn't it? Tuhina Shailendra is the king of mountains, chief of mountains, which is clad with snow. That is Tuhina Shailendra, that is Himavan. Tanaye, daughter of Himavan. Ataha, hence, now he has made one statement, now he is extending the consequence of that statement. Ataha, Kamakshi, I have made one statement that Shiva was able to destroy the three cities because he praised you and because you were happy, you were pleased with him. So hence, Kala Samaye Samayate Mama Manasi Padabja Yugalam Tarasa Suratu. Kala Samaye, when the time comes of Kala, when Yama's time, Samayate means comes. When the time of Yama comes, Kala Samaye, Yama's time, Samayate when it comes. For me, when Yama's time comes, what you should do? Sarasa Mama Manasi Te Padabhya Yugalam Puratu. Mama Manasi, in my mind, Te Padabhya Yugalam, your twin lotus feet, Sarasa Puratu. Quickly, because Yama will not wait for anybody. He comes and drags you. So at that time you should not delay. Sarasa means fast, quickly. Puratu, let it shine. Let your lotus feet shine in my mind very quickly. When the time comes for Yama to arrive, without any delay, you should do this because you were able to make Shiva destroy the three cities because you were pleased with his hundreds of stotras. So similarly, why don't you do this favor to me? When you can do that favor to Shiva, you can do this favor to me. There is another interesting aspect to this shloka because the destruction of three cities by Shiva, he is describing as Mararatihi because he destroyed Manmatha also before that. He destroyed Manmatha before that. He also destroyed Yama. We know that. Shiva also destroyed Yama. So when he could destroy Manmatha, when he could destroy the three cities, because of the anugraha shown by your lotus feet, why you don't show the same anugraha to me when Yama comes? Kala samaye tamayate, when the time comes for Yama. Because Yama was also destroyed by Shiva. Yama was also vanquished by Shiva. Now there is another aspect of interesting aspect. When Yama was destroyed by Shiva, he used his left foot. Everybody knows that. The Kala Samhara Murti uses his left foot to throw away Yama who gets killed. Now, Nilakantha Dikshitar, the grandson of the brother of Appaya Dikshitar, has written a very beautiful stotra called Ananda Sagara Stava. Ananda Sagara Stava. All of you should go through that very beautiful stotra on Madurai Meenakshi. There he says, because he is in praise of Devi, he says, everybody is giving credit for Yama's destruction to Shiva. What did he do? He did nothing. He used his left foot. Left foot belongs to you because in Ardhanari form, left part belongs to Devi. So he used his, why did he not use the right foot? He could have used his right foot. He used his left foot because it belongs to Devi. So the credit goes to you. This is the argument put by Nilakantha Dikshitar in his Ananda Sagara Stava. So actually, this shloka is pregnant with all kinds of different meanings. Next.
पदद्वन्द्वं मन्दं गतिषु निवसन्तं हृदि सतां विरामन्ते भ्रान्तं कृतकरहितानां परिवृढे जनानाम् आनन्दं जननि जनयन्तं प्रणमतां स्वधीयं कामाक्षी प्रतिदिनमहं नौमि विमलौ
Padadvandvam, the twin feet, Gatishu Mandam, it is noted for gentle movement. In movements, it is very gentle. He is describing the lotus feet once again. Satam Hridi Nivasantam, it is residing in the hearts of virtuous people. Giram Ante Bhrantam Kritaka Rahitanam. Kritaka Rahitanam Giram Ante Bhrantam. Kritaka Rahitana is Vedas. Kritaka means artificially made. Kritaka Rahitanam, not artificially made. That means not man-made. They are Swayambhu. Vedas are not having any author. They are there all the time. Anadi. So they are Kritaka Rahitanam, not artificially made. Giram, word, that is Vedas. Ante, inside those words. Bhrantam, moving about. Your lotus feet are moving about inside the Vedas words. Paribridhe means, O chief. It's an address to Kamakshi. O chief, O mistress, equivalent to my Lord, we say, isn't it? Equivalent to that. Paribridhe. Jananam Anandam Janani, again, O mother, Janayantam Pranamatam. Pranamatam Jananam Anandam Janayantam. It's very simple to understand. Pranamatam Jananam, those who worship, for them you generate Janayantam Anandam. You generate Ananda, bliss. Those who worship, you bestowed lotus feet. Aham pratidinam naumi. I worship every day. I worship every day those pure, free from blemish lotus feet of yours, which are noted for gentle gait, which reside in the hearts of virtuous people, and which move about inside the words of Vedas. O chief, O mistress, O mother, the lotus feet also generate bliss in the minds of those who prostrate. And I prostrate at your lotus feet every day. Next.
Idham yakkamakshyaga charana nalina sostra satakam jape nityam bhaktya nikhila jahadaklada janakam savisvesham vandyaga sakala kavilokaikatilakaha chiram bhuktva bhogan parinamati chidrupa kalaya.
Now this is Phalashruti. Now he has completed Shatakam. In fact, more than Shatakam, he has done 102 slokas. Now he is completing it with a Phalashruti. Idam yah kamakshaha charana nalina stotra shatakam. This stotra, idam, this stotra shatakam. Stotra consisting of 100 verses, describing Charana Nalina, the lotus feet of Kamakshi, Kamakshaha. Yaha Nityam Bhaktya Japet, the one who does japa with devotion always, every day. The one who does japa, who chants always with devotion. What kind of stotra is this? Nikhila Jagati Akhlada Janakam. This stotra is generating Akhlada. Akhlada means very great level of happiness. Very great level, high level of happiness is called Akhlada. Because Hlada itself is happiness. Akhlada, high level of happiness. Where it generates high level of happiness? Nikhila Jagat, in all worlds, it generates unlimited happiness. Those one who chants this kind of stotra, saha, that man, Vishvesham Vandyaha, he becomes, he gets worshipped. Vandyaha, he gets worshipped by all the worlds. He gets worshipped by all the worlds. Just a minute. He gets worshipped by all the worlds. Sakala Kavi Lokaika Tilakaha. He is like a tilaka, he is like an adorning mark on the forehead for Loka. Loka Eka Tilakaha. He is the one and only adorning forehead mark, Tilaka, for Sakala Kavi Loka, for the world of all poets. If all poets are considered as a world, and for that world, he is the Tilaka. Chiram bhuktva bhogan parinamati chidrupa kalaya. Chiram bhuktva bhogan. He enjoys all the pleasures of the world for a long time. Chiram means for a long time. Bhogan bhuktva, enjoying the pleasures of this world, obviously. Parinamati chidrupa kalaya. It's very important. Parinamati means he becomes, he turns into. He does not acquire. See, what you acquire, you may lose. What you become, you cannot lose. Now, for example, a young man becomes old. Can he become young again? No. So what he becomes, he becomes. There is no going back to the old state. That's why he says parinamati. He uses the word advisedly. Parinamati. Parinama is becoming, changing. So he changes into what? Chidrupa Kalaya. He changes into Chidrupa Kala. We have seen before Chitkala, Chidrupa Kala, same. That means this very form of consciousness of Devi, very form of consciousness of Devi, he becomes. That means he merges with Devi, in short. When he drops his body, he will merge with Devi because he has been chanting every day with devotion this stotra of 100 slokas describing the lotus feet of Kamakshi, which generates happiness in all the worlds, and he becomes ready for worship, fit for worship by all the worlds, and he is like a tilaka for the world of all poets. There is some problem with the video. It is not. Just a minute. I think we will continue without the video. I am really sick of that. We have come to the end of Padaravinda Shatakam. Beautiful 100 verses, all in Shikharini meter, where glory of Devi's lotus feet has been expressed through many imageries. I was just going through yesterday the kind of imageries. I was dumbfounded. There's an imagery of a dancing girl. There's an imagery of lamp at the top of a mansion. There's an imagery of jewel, kalpaka tree, yajamana, one who performs yajna, mantrika, mirror, navagrahas, lotus, gem-studded bridge, rain-bearing cloud, Indra, Brahma, Surabhi, cage for parrot, Siddha medicine, Siddha Ushadham, etc., etc. Many parallels have been drawn to the lotus feet and its parts, the anklets, the sounds from the anklets, the brilliance of the toenails, the shine of the red color of the feet, the dust of the feet, etc., etc. Many contradictions have been imagined by the poet, what the lotus foot does and what it does not do. So many contradictions have been described very beautifully, and many questions have been put to the lotus feet. It's a very enchanting experience. I'm sure all of you must have enjoyed. Now we proceed to the next one, Stuti Shatakam.
Start பண்ணலாமா மாமா? இதுல வந்து இந்த டியூன் வந்து கொஞ்சம் எப்படி மாறும்னா மாமா, நம்ம எல்லாருக்கும் ஈஸியா இருக்கிறதுக்கோசரம் கௌசல்யா சுப்ரஜா ராம பூர்வா சந்தியா பிரவர்த்திதே உத்திஷ்ட நரசார்தூலா, அந்த டியூன்ல இது அம்பாள் அமைச்சிருக்கா.
Okay, just 1 minute. I will close and come back. I'll just make one attempt for getting the video. 1 minute.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு மாமா.
Anyway, camera is not coming. Let us continue. Okay.
पाण्डित्यं परमेश्वरी स्तुति विधौ नैवाश्रयन्ते गिराम् वैरिञ्चान्यपि गुम्फलानि विगलद् गर्वाणि शर्वाणि ते स्तोतुं त्वां परिपुल्लनीलनलिन श्यामाक्षि कामाक्षि मां वाचालीकुरुते तथापि नितरां त्वत्पादसेवादरः.
Just a minute. I'll try with my mobile. Just see whether the picture is coming. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Guruji. Perfect.
Picture is coming?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay, then we proceed. Pandityam Parameshwari Stuti Vidhau Naivashrayante Giram. This Stuti Shatakam, the meter is different. Every shloka has got different meter. It's not a constant meter like we had Shikharini in the last Shatakam. So the meters or the chandas are different. Now he says, Parameshwari Pandityam Stuti Vidhau Naivashriyante Giram Vairinchanyapi Gumphanani Vigala Garvani Sarvani Te. See, we are not now anymore describing the lotus feet. We are now, this is Stotra, Stuti Shatakam, like a Stotra, so he will cover all aspects of Devi. So he says, Stuti Vidhau in the process of praising you, Vairinchanapi, even of Brahma, even of Virinchi, even of Brahma, Giram, those words, Naiva Ashrayante, they are not able to, attain scholarship. Pandityam Naiva Ashrayante. Pandityam Naiva Ashrayante. They not they are not because then after that they lose their arrogance. Even Brahma's words lose arrogance, having failed to attain scholarship. Sharvani, consort of Sharva, consort of Shiva. Shiva in destructive mode is called Sharva, we have seen before. Tvam stotum, in order to praise you, now he is giving a praise there as in the form of address, he is giving a praise. Paripulla Neela Nalina Shama Akshi. Shama Akshi, one with dark eyes. Paripulla Neela Nalina, like lotus, which are black, which are blossomed. A black lotus which is blossomed. Paripulla Neela Nalina Shama Akshi. Kamakshi. Tvam stotum Mam Vachali Kurute. Whenever I try to praise you, Mam Vachali Kurute. The words make me like a expert in speaking. Make me an expert orator. Vachali Kurute, make me an expert orator. Nitaram, always. Tathapi, even though. What is even though? Even Brahma's words say, but I succeed. Why? Tvatpada Seva Adaraha. Because I have a liking, I have attachment, Adaraha, attachment, liking to your lotus feet. Worshipping your lotus feet. Tvatpada Seva Adaraha. That makes my words proficient. Mam Vachali Kurte. Noun is Adaraha and verb is Vachali Kurte. So my words are becoming proficient because of my attachment to your lotus feet. So whenever I try to praise you, in praising you, Tvam Stotam, in praising you, I become Vachala. Even though the beautiful words of Brahma strung like a garland, they lose their arrogance, they are unable to secure good scholarship when he starts praising you. That is the result of devotion, result of bhakti. Mokam karoti vachalam, you say, isn't it? That is the point he is mentioning here. Next.
सहपिञ्चस्तबकद्विषेतनुभृतां दारिद्र्यमुद्राद्विषे संसाराख्यतमोमुषे पुररिपोः वामाङ्कसीमाजुषे कम्पातीरमुपेयुषे कवयतां जिह्वाकुटिं जग्मुषे विश्वत्राणपुषे नमोस्तु सततं तस्मै परञ्ज्योतिषे
Tasmai param jyotishe satatam namaha astu. May my prostration be always to that supreme jyoti, to that supreme light. And he is describing that light. He is describing that param jyoti. Tapinchas tabakat vishe tanubhritam daridra mudra vishe. Tapinchas tabaka is bunch of flowers of tapincha. Tapincha is tamala tree we have seen before. The dark tree which is likened to Vishnu and also Devi. So tapinchas tabaka, like the tamala tree flowers, vishe, shining, shining like the flowers of the Tamala tree. That is the Jyoti. The Jyoti is shining. Your form. Tanubhritam daridri mudradvishe. Tanubhritam, those who are having a body. That means people. For those who have a body, for people, daridrya, their poverty, mudra, even the mark of poverty. Dusha, dusha means destroying. Your light destroys not just the poverty of people, it destroys even the mark of poverty of people. He will even forget that he was ever poor. That kind of satisfaction he gets. Tanubhritam, this is a very important point. Tanubhritam daridri mudra advishe samsaradhya tamo mushe. Mushe means robbing. We have seen before. A thief. Your Jyoti naturally is a thief. It robs the darkness, tamasa, samsarakhya tamaha. The darkness called samsara. It removes the darkness called samsara. Puraripoho vamanka sima yushe. Yushe means it delights. This Jyoti delights in being seated on the left side, vamanka, of Puraripu, of Shiva. Kampatiram upeyushe. Upeyushe means reaching the banks of Kampa river. Kavayatam Jihvakutim Jagmushe. Jagmushe means going to the cottage of Kuti is cottage, the residence of the tongue of poets. That means what? The residence of this Jyoti is the tongue of the poets. That means what? Poets are able to beautifully generate poems because of this Jyotis. Vishwatrana Pushe. Vishwatrana, protecting the universe. Pushe, Pushti, Pusha means nourishing the protection of the worlds. That means protection of the world is always in Devi's mind. Vishwatrana Pushe. That kind of supreme Jyoti, may prostration be always, which has the shine of the flowers of the Tamala tree. It destroys the mark of poverty of all people, and it it robs away the darkness called samsara. It delights, the Jyoti delights in being seated on the left side of Puraripu, of Shiva. It goes to the banks of Kampa. It goes and resides in the tongue of poets, and it nourishes the very thought of protecting the words. Next.
ये सन्ध्यारुणयन्ति शङ्करजटा कान्तारचन्द्रार्भकम् सिन्दूरन्ति च ये पुरन्दरवधू सीमन्तसीमान्तरे पुण्यं ये परिपक्वयन्ति भजतां काञ्चीपुरे माममी पायाशु परमेश्वर प्रणयिनी पादोद्भवाः पांसवः
Parameshwara Pranayini Padodbhavaha Pamsavaha. Pamsaha is dust, the particles of dust. That is why it is given in plural. Particles of dust which are generated in the feet, Pada Udbhavaha, which are generated in the feet of Parameshwara Pranayini, of beloved of Parameshwara, of Devi. Payasuhu Mam Ami, these Pamsavaha, these dust, Mam Payasuhu may those dust particles protect me. Now, what is the qualification? What is the description of those particles of dust? Ye sandhyarunayanti shankara jata kantara chandrarbhakam, not chatrarbhakam, wrongly typed here, chandrarbhakam. Shankara jata, the jata of Shankara, the matted tresses of Shiva, Kantara, the forest, which is like a forest. The jata of Shankara is like a forest. In that forest, Chandra Arbhakam, Arbhaka means child Chandra. The crescent Chandra is described as a child Chandra. That child Chandra, Sandhya Arunayanti, the child Chandra is attaining a beautiful red color, Arunayanti getting a red color, like Sandhya, like the twilight time. The twilight time red color is bestowed on the Chandra, the child Chandra, who is decorating the head, the forest of the matted tresses on the head of Shankara. When he prostrates, obviously, there is not mentioned when he prostrates. Sinduranti chaye Purandara Vadhu Simanta Simanta. Purandara is Devendra. One of the names of Devendra is Purandara. Because he goes and destroys cities of Asura, he is called Purandara. Purandara Vadhu Indrani. Simanta. Simanta is the parting of the hair. Simanta is the parting of the hair on the head. That is called Simanta. The Simanta of the parting of hair of the Indrani, Sima Antare, inside that Sima means the inside of the end of the Simanta, inside of the end of the Simanta. That means this is called the end, the beginning. That beginning, Sinduranti, it becomes red color. When the Indrani prostrates at the feet of the Devi, it acquires, the Simanta acquires red color because of these particles. Punyam is wrongly typed. Punyam paripakvayanti, not pakkayanti, paripakvayanti bhajatam. Bhajatam punyam. Those who worship, their punya is matured, paripakvayanti, is brought to fruition. Their punya is brought to fruition. See, punya, if it remains dormant, it is of no use. It has to come up. That coming up is paripakvayanti. Kanchipure bhajatam. Those who worship in Kanchipura, obviously. Payasuhu Parameshwara Pranayini Padodbhavaha Pamsavaha. May those dust particles protect me of the beloved of Parameshwari, which dust particles give the beautiful red color twilight to the child Chandra, who is decorating the forest of the matted tresses of Shankara. It gives the beautiful Sindura red color to the inside of the Simanta, the parting of hair of Devan, of Indrani, and these particles bring to fruition the punya of those who worship. I think we close with this and then we continue next week, next Saturday. It's good that we have been able to start Stuti Shatakam. So, any questions now?
Please unmute yourself and ask questions.